Alright, hello, hi you guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm back with a new video, and we're gonna check out the Gypsy King, that's what I call him. 5 times when Tyson Fury surprised the boxing world. So I'm not gonna ramble, let's get straight into this video. Let's go!
He's like a very technical, like really sophisticated boxer. If you look at the movement that he does, for someone as big as him, it's really kind of crazy. And it's not that he couldn't step forward and smash people and knock people out. It's just he knows the sweet science.
Yes.
The destiny of some of us was sealed since birth. Some were born with great ear and musical abilities, while others were distinguished by their talent in the sciences. The Brit Tyson Fury was destined to become a brilliant boxer. Being born in a family of hereditary fighters, the Gypsy King seemed to have absorbed absolutely every skill and experience of his ancestors to create his own unique style and become one of the most unique boxers in history. Friends, today's video will be about 5 fights when Tyson Fury shocked the boxing world. Please don't forget about the likes, comments with 4 words, and subscribe to the channel so you will never miss any upcoming videos. Here we go.
Likewise.
Number 5, Dillon White. In 2021, Fury was at the absolute boxing pinnacle. He beat everyone who agreed to fight him and was actively looking for an opponent. At the same time, there were interesting rumors about a possible unification bout between Tyson and Alexander Usyk, who had successfully moved up a weight class and demolished champion Anthony Joshua, appropriating 3 belts, which the Gypsy King had once been deprived of. Unfortunately, due to the terms of the Ukrainian's contract, it was impossible to hold the fight, so the challenger's place was immediately taken by the Brit Dillon White. The bad boy had no outstanding regalia, but was a very powerful puncher with quick hands and decent technique, and in his record he had only 2 losses in 30 fights. But despite all of that, the bookies were critical and didn't give him much of a chance, estimating the odds of the Brits' victory at plus 580.
We always do what we can do in training camps and, you know, do the best we can do on the night, and that's it. I'm sure Dillon's had a great training camp as well, and he's a good fighting man, and fans are in for a real treat. 94,000 people, they're going to see a good tear-up. I know Dillon, I know him personally, and he knows me,
in the
and
crowd?
we're going to rock and roll on the night.
You see Saturday night, man, no point me sitting here saying, it's one of those fights where I've been working being adaptable, because those fights I'm going to have to adapt constantly, you understand? I'm going to have to adapt, make smart decisions, win it.
The bout between the 2 Brits started off cautiously. Neither of them reduced the distance, but while White was stopped by Tyson's incredibly long arms, then Fury himself simply didn't want to get close to his explosive rival.
I'm looking at a crowd, it's really 95.
Dillon tried to get his opponent's head and used dirty tricks like elbow kicks, but it all worked just until the King got really turned on.
Miss me!
Allowing Fury just to bring him onto punches.
Tyson began to ramp up the pace and land heavy shots on his opponent. Breaking his opponent's defense with a jab, Fury was giving the challenger a really head-rattling with his hooks. White blocked punches
look at
and
the
kept
combo.
coming forward, but in the 6th round he got hit with a huge right uppercut and went into a deep sleeper.
Adios. Finito.
He beats the count, but he doesn't know where he is. The bell might know it's off.
Remarkably, White suffered his other 2 knockouts losses as well due to an uppercut. The Gypsy King throughout learned his opponent before the fight. After the easy win, the champion announced that he was ending his career and that he was ready to take part in exhibition fights. And at the post-fight press conference, Fury announced that he should now be considered the best heavyweight boxer ever.
I'm the best heavyweight's ever been. There ain't never been one who could beat me. Because you know why? I'm not just being like confident. 6'9" frame, 270 pound weight, can move like a middleweight, can hit like a thunderstorm, and can take a punch like anybody else.
Number 4, Steve Cunningham. Fury was a unique fighter from the very beginning. Named after the great Mike Tyson, outwardly the Brit was the exact opposite of him. Totally out of body, incredibly tall, and simply not looking like an athlete, but in the ring the Gypsy King was as effective as his namesake. In his first 2 fights, Tyson never lost. He got 17 finishes, then finally got the chance to create a name for himself. The springboard for him had to be Steve Cunningham. The American, with his past military record, was very different from any of Fury's previous opponents and was a clear leap forward for him, since with the unassuming record of 25-5, he had been IBF champion twice and was considered almost as talented as the Brit himself.
No disrespect to Steve, he's the best opponent I've probably faced because he's a world champion. I've never faced a world champion before. But I'm a man on a mission and I mean business, you know. Steve's got a lot to be thankful for. He's been a world cruiserweight champion 2 times. He has a lovely wife and lovely children, but you know, I'm going to retire you, Steve.
The guys who talk a lot, they chump. That's why I'm not going to talk. He can talk all this sponsorship, Twitter, all that. That ain't going to help you on April 20th, all right? You can talk all that you want. Only reason this dude is winning fights is because he's big.
At first, the Gypsy King was incredibly aggressive.
he wins.
He literally exploded at Steve with his own punches down and tried to get him with the volume of strikes. Yes, maybe with previous opponents, such tactics would have brought success, but not with the experienced Cunningham. The American kept his cool and waited for the moment and threw an ideal right overhand that sent the defiant Brit to the floor.
Oh, I didn't see that coming.
The stunned Fury came back to his senses and immediately began to act more rationally. He still kept pressuring, but he was catching Steve on his mistakes and no longer letting him unload his punches from the clinch. These tactics exhausted the former champ, and in the 7th round, Tyson found the one punch that repaid the debt and took the American's head off his shoulders.
Never mind.
Steve there, getting him tired. Good body shot out, and Steve's almost done here. Look at this.
There's another good, and he's down. Cunningham is knocked out by Fury.
A fight, and a fight it was, and Cunningham put up a good fight, but he lost to the better fighter on the night. Congratulations, Steve Cunningham, big clap. Come on people, show your appreciation for an absolute war of a fight!
Number 3, Derek Chisora II.
Sheesh.
Tyson was making great strides towards the title shot, but the Brit still needed a few solid victories to
that was
face
his
the
dad.
undefeated Vladimir Klitschko. An attempt to hinder Fury in his title ambitions was made by Derek Chisora, who had already fought him 3 years before. In 2011, Del Boy was an undefeated promising British fighter, one of the top 10 boxers, but Gypsy King did not care about regalia of his more experienced opponent. In the bright confrontation on London Arena, Tyson crushed Chisora and snatched his Commonwealth Championship. Soon, Derek was also deprived of his boxing license, but he managed to restore it and continued his career with varying success.
Wow!
For the second meeting with Fury,
Wow,
Del
that
Boy
is
approached
disrespectful.
with 20-4
No.
record as well as
No,
the
no, 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 no,
WBO
no.
and EBU titles.
No doubt
No.
in my mind, I'm flattening his ugly, big, fat.
What did he do?
I tell you, he's the ugliest man I've ever seen. He can't talk, he's useless. The only thing he's got about him is he's a bit tough, and he comes forward and he swings some shots, some big slaps.
Whoa.
Achieved so much since he beat me. Yes, I have. Is he progress in the way since he beat me? No, he hasn't.
Excuse me.
He's like at least about 4 steps behind me now. But
What was that, you guys?
Much better than him in the ring with the movements and with the power. I know I got more power than him. On my bad day, he could have knocked me out, and imagine when I'm fit, what's gonna happen.
Watching this fight, one would want to exclaim, Fury's defense is incredible. The way the Gypsy King moves at his size is simply indescribable. Incredibly fast, smooth, with a perfect head movement. Tyson seems to follow the precepts of the greatest and flutters like a butterfly. Chisora had no idea what to do with such a mobile opponent, so he just followed him like a leash.
Oh, he's caught him with a solid left hand. And there's a little bit of a wobble from Chisora.
Fury deciding the pace.
Derek tried to work in his usual manner, throwing powerful punches, but they all missed, with Chisora himself missing every now and then. Fury made a very smart stance change. He's breaking through his opponent's body, but Chisora's head was bumping into Tyson's jab literally every 5 seconds. By the 10th round, the champ was beaten up badly, and the Gypsy King continued destroying him with just an incredible number of punches. Derek's corner decided to end it all and didn't let him out for the 11th round.
I don't have a scratch.
Tyson Fury.
Who, another heavyweight on the world, can box southpaw against a world-class fighter like Derek, who I believe can give any other heavyweight out there a hard run for his money. Vladimir Klitschko, I'm coming for you, baby. I'm coming. No turning back now. No retreat, no surrender. Gypsy Warrior!
Number 2, Vladimir Klitschko. The fight that boxing fans around the globe have been waiting for has finally been announced. The Gypsy King would face the perennial king of all heavyweights.
I've seen a lot of people
Vladimir
think that
Klitschko
is like very underrated.
At the time this confrontation was organized, it was simply impossible to think of a better matchup. Tyson Fury had an impressive record of 24-0 and attracted fans' attention with his unique style and funny trash talking. The Ukrainian champion, on the other hand, has not lost in over a decade, and in that time he managed to collect the belts of 3 major organizations under his wing. Defenses of Klitschko were not the most spectacular, but at the same time the steel hammer fist left no questions and found the keys to victory over the opponent of any level. The eternal confrontation of youth and experience, talent and diligence excited the minds of the boxing fans, who waited with bated breath for November 2015.
Nothing personal but business.
No, it isn't business.
I have nothing personal.
No, it's very personal for me, Vladimir. It's a personal mission for me to rid boxing of a boring person like you. I've just been falling asleep listening to your stupid.
So you hate the old man?
You're boring. I want to rid you out of the heavyweight division. Your jab and grab style, surely all of Europe wants to see you get beaten. And all of Europe and the rest of the world will see you get beaten. Listen, history does not lie. History says all old champions move over for the new ones. I am the new one.
You know, it's important. I really wish you the best.
There was a lot of talk before the fight, but what happened in the ring? From the very first round, it was obvious that the champion was in a kind of stupor, using his head and body movements and of course his unusual hand. Tyson simply deprived Vladimir of his main weapon, the jab. The champion seemed to be afraid to attack with his hand and his signature punches disappeared. The Brit also did not force the issue, but was winning the rounds with a minimum advantage, not forgetting to hurt the Ukrainian's self-esteem with a Roy Jones-style bravado.
So Tyson trying to take him off with his structures and well-coordinated Klitschko.
The once unbeatable Klitschko could not find his rhythm and was steadily yielding. In the 11th round, Fury got too excited and landed an illegal strike that cost him a point.
Oh, not in the back, not in the back.
But immediately took his revenge and shook Vladimir with a hook.
Oh, left hook for Fury.
The steel hammer didn't come to his senses till the end of the fight, and by unanimous decision, he gave up all his titles to the new leader of the weight division.
God gave me the victory tonight, so I hope to have many more defences of these titles in the future. And if I could just say one thing, if I could be half as good as champion as Vladimir Klitschko, I'd be very, very happy.
Number 1, Deontay Wilder II. Every great era of boxing has been associated with an equally great confrontation. In the 70s, the world admired Ali and Frazier, and the 90s gave us Tyson and Holyfield. One of the major fights of our time can rightly be considered the fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. After winning all of Vladimir Klitschko's regalia, the Gypsy King has faced countless challenges, including depression and belts forfeiture. The Brit returned to performing only 3 years later, and perhaps his most dangerous opponent was already waiting for him at the top.
That's crazy.
The Bronze Bomber had knocked out half of the heavyweight division, had an astounding record of 40 wins to 0 losses, and has already defended for 7 times the only WBC title Tyson had not won. The first fight between these monsters of their time was a real masterpiece with swings and comebacks, but it never really answered the question, who is the best? The rematch was supposed to put everything in its place.
You know, Deontay Wilder spouting a lot of rubbish. He gave me an opportunity today. I give him his biggest paydays of his whole life, got him a big contract with Showtime, brought him to the biggest stage in the world, being Las Vegas, and here he is, this is how he thanks me. He's got a whole lot of appreciation for someone who's fed him, looked after him, and put millions in his account.
We're definitely picking up what we left off. I mean, he just changed his game. He done changed his whole team, and he done changed up everything. So I can't speak for him, but you know, I'm definitely picking up what I left off at. And
in the first fight, the fighters showed a really competitive bout. So before the rematch, there was practically no favorite. Once again, a close clash of styles was expected. But what did the return turn out to be? One word: outclass. Tyson Fury did not leave him a chance and simply grinded him to dust. All the mistakes the Brit made in the first fight were corrected this time. Deontay again aimed a single punch, but Tyson intelligently avoided any damage and devoured his opponent's strength in the clinch.
Taking his time.
In the third round, the true champion's right bomb caught the bronze bomber's jaw, and from that point on, the outcome was a foregone conclusion. Wilder took just a huge physical and, most importantly, psychological damage. The American was getting more and more unsteady with each and every minute and collapsed again in the fifth round.
Wilder is exhausted. Down goes Wilder again for the second time in the fight.
And after 2 more rounds, Deontay was in the corner under Fury's gunfire, and only his own corner saved him from getting dementia by throwing in the towel.
Oof.
A rout itself performed by the Gypsy King.
Champion of the world as the corner has thrown in the towel.
He's mad.
I just want to say big shout out Deontay Wilder. You know, he came here tonight, he manned up, he really did show heart of a champion. I hit him with a clean right hand and dropped him, and he got back up and battled on into round 7. He is a warrior, he will be back, he will be a champion again.
The story of Fury and Wilder did not end there. Immediately after that fight, the promoters let the American get even for the loss, because the score in their war was only 1-0-1. In the final part of the trilogy, the bronze bomber had a far better performance. He could catch Tyson in the very beginning of the fight and even in the 10th round. However, he could not fully exploit his game plan, and as a result, Deontay was knocked out in the 11th round. 3 fights between 2 irreconcilable heavyweights went down in history and became the real symbol of boxing in recent years. Tyson Fury is one of the most unique and controversial boxers of the 21st century. With his anti-sport physique, the Gypsy King showed wonders of speed and agility in the ring unseen for such huge heavyweights. Fans adore him for his original trash talk, while the opponents are afraid of his crushing power and absolutely unpredictable technique. Today, the Brit is only 34, and with the proper desire and zeal, he has enough time to eclipse all the great predecessors and become the undisputed #1 in the history of the heavyweight division.
Alright, that's the video, you guys. I need to see who's called me, but I hope you enjoyed this one. I did. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and hopefully I see you in another video. Appreciate you watching. Bye.